I tend to refer to prequels as a franchise hitting stage 4. When a creative or studio has written themselves into a corner, leaving them unable to push the overall plot forward, they are left with no other choice but to look back in the timeline to better times. No better example of this is to be had than Dave Filoni's Star Wars projects. Disney Wars having left the main timeline savaged in a ditch and lacking the talent or creative control to patch it up, Dave started shamelessly pillaging the EU for stories and plots to put to use in drumming up nostalgia for his projects, just so that Disney could milk that fading fanbase for one more dime. I've pointed out in a previous video some of the problems with the Ridley Scott prequel films to Alien, but in short, they answered questions that were better left as such. And this tendency is carried over in many other films and franchises. If you need an example, for God's sake, we are getting a live-action Lion King prequel, because Mufasa apparently needed a backstory. Prequels seem to be handed to either inexperienced directors or directors who are way over the hill as sort of a conciliatory go away and do your own thing project. Now, this is a general statement, and as with all general statements, there are exceptions, like, say, House of the Dragon. However, Rings of Power, or Rangs of Power, is not one such exception. It is a perfect punching bag for anyone wanting to criticize modern television in general due to its wonderful treatment of the source material. We now have POC elves and dwarves and Numenorians, thus excising a problematic part of Tolkien's world, that being that it was too white. Prequels are often used to rewrite fictional worlds and characters to be more reflective of the world we live in today, because insert studio here needed to appeal to modern audiences. This is done oftentimes to lay the groundwork for full-on reboots of franchises. See Rogue One. Another big reason reboots are popular with the activists in Hollywood is because they allow the diminishing of previously important or virtuous characters. Did you like that previously virtuous character? Well, he is actually a dirtbag and did horrible things in the past. You should like our new characters better. The problem is that with most modern prequels, they are not used to build up the story of the world, but to tear it down at its foundations. But that's all I've got for today. Tell me what y'all think about this down below. This has been Pete, the Heretical Nerd, signing off.